Here is the most significant, the most beautiful point in history overall. The illusions about the United States as a country of freedom and justice were dispelled today by the sculptor Govnolep Bapposov from Yakutia. He sculpted a new masterpiece, a replica of the Statue of Liberty. Well, not entirely, but somewhat like everything sculpted by the hands of the representatives of the Bapposov family. These Yakutian Michelangelos, American freedom is made from the purest scrap, but he dedicated his work to the great Donald, and sculptor Bapposov wished that the crap freedom would be personally delivered into the hands to President Trump. He probably acted out of what is called the most sincere and best intentions, and he himself did not realize how much sarcasm, mockery, and tragedy were in his act. But all right, sculptor Bapposov, the scandalous nature of this situation with the manure freedom was not grasped by the governor of Yakutia, Aysen Nikolaev, either. He assured the public and Bapposov that the masterpiece would definitely be presented to the president of the USA, who, upon sniffing, would this monument, this gift, will learn a lot of interesting things about himself, about his alliance with Putin, and about his peacemaking. Indeed, it is quite possible that Bapposov didn't mean anything by it and simply listened to the propaganda, which, by the way, is already tearing itself apart today. The Russian propaganda, it intended to live long and happily together with Trump, to die on the same day. They hung his portraits everywhere. And today, there's another blow from him in the form of renewed intelligence and military aid. Of course, it's hard for them, very hard. But nevertheless, the governor of Yakutia, completely unaware of how much is in this gift of manure freedom and insulting subtext, immediately joined in. Look, he gives it there on my Telegram channel. I didn't hesitate, I posted it. Well, first of all, listen. You absolutely have to see it. You have to see the face of this freedom from crap. And you have to see it, but it's not only, to be fair, it's not only made of crap, its frame is made of straw. So this is a completely classic version. And there is also the heartfelt speech of the governor of Yakutia. He didn't realize how much insulting subtext is in this gift. He immediately joined in, gave interviews, puffed up, and started wrapping the precious little gift. To Trump, well, it's clear that in the skull of the Yakutian governor, without any problems, there could reside a family of guinea pigs. Nothing would prevent them from frolicking there. There seems to be plenty of space, after all. Power in Russia is not the ability to think. It's the right to rummage through others' pockets, to rob, to imprison, and to spout nonsense with impunity, for which a powerless person would be immediately sent to a madhouse. There you go. The flight of this manure. Crappy gift is planned. The temperature regime for the frozen material, frozen crap is chosen. And there is hope that the scandal will eventually become international. And the temperamental Americans in Congress might demand, for instance, that the Trump administration publicly taste the gift, which arrived from Yakutia. Degradation. Take, for example, this governor who still hasn't understood anything. The degradation of the inhabitants of the Russian Federation. It is, of course, still far from its peak, but even now it already looks quite impressive. But what worries is the future. Degradation must somehow expand and advance. Does it have room to maneuver? Does it exist? Does this degradation have the ability to go further? And how? Will there not be a limit somewhere that will cause this adoration to stall, forcing degradation to repeat in its manifestations? No, I think the gravity of this question is exaggerated. And Russia always comes up with something. We've already seen, yes, how resourceful it is. And the victory over German fascism did not prevent the establishment of fascism Russian. And moreover, to take advantage of the aesthetic and organizational developments of Hitler's fascism, of course, everything that happens, for example, in the mind of the Yakut governor or in the mind of the Minister of Sports, Degtyarev, who hangs the 9th portrait of Putin in his office. The 9th, this is unrepresentative in terms of manifesting arguments, but very indicative of the overall degeneracy of Russian consciousness. Somehow, the Kremlin managed to form true mental retardation, to create that very forced degradation. And it's not a fact that this debilitation was somehow thought out and planned. It is quite possible that it happened on its own, that it is simply the effect of a magical cocktail of Buzov, Aleps, Prilepin, Mikhalkov, and this cocktail has finally backfired.